You don't have that much time. But the hours, days, months, and years that it's going to cost you to figure that out is either going to be an investment or a waste, depending on your point of view and perspective. Whatever the case, it's going to take one hell of a commitment, all that you have. And if you don't feel like you have that much to give, it's fine. You're going to give it anyway. And that thing that you're putting off or to the side that you keep making reasons and excuses about, that you won't let go of, that you know in your heart is who you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to do, it doesn't only belong in your imagination. You can actually do it any day that begins with why. Not the question, but the letter. You keep saying that it's going to happen when things are the way they're supposed to be. That's because you're thinking that thing only gets to happen when you're doing some kind of good, and you've been seeing what you've done is bad, and so you believe that you shouldn't or can't be or do it until it's better. But who told you that? The idea that always playing by the rules, doing what they say is right, following instructions and the information to the letter of the law and within the margins of what they say is acceptable as a mess up, or otherwise be a failure and never get to advance to getting more of what you're so used to getting less of, that's a very bad example. Who showed you that? Probably someone that didn't get the chance to, or doesn't want to see you do it. And that someone ain't always no stranger either. You'd be surprised at the people in your environment that don't know how to want to see you in a better, higher, more successful position in life. Partners, peers, probably someone that you wouldn't possibly think could have something other than a positive outlook pertaining to you. Parents included. And it's that willful ignorance and acceptance of having to live with, through, by, and for someone other than yourself that is why you ain't living now. Life is to be lived. Living is what you do to avail yourself of the most adventurous experience that you could while you occupy space on this side of sentience. But you've only been taught and allowed to survive. So you live in how? Live your life. The only fear you should have is fear of leaving something on the table when you could have at least tried or made more of an attempt to do more than only accept what was given. We got this wrong. What we look forward to as peace, as consistency, as stability and routine and normal is not the point of being here. The impact of the adrenaline and pressure and impulse, the randomness of whatever your struggle and situation is while you are setting out to see for yourself, that is living. And just know that successful people are just as addicted, selfish, damaged, insecure, low down as you might only believe that you are. If you could see inside the neighborhoods, the bedrooms, the closets, and the therapy sessions of the people that you feel so safe putting on a pedestal, let's just say that the only difference is the size of the cage, baby. But those are animals on both sides trying to escape. Close cars and conveniences are nowhere close, but it's complicated for them too. No different than where you are. The reality is that you have way more freedom, opportunity, ability, and access than you think you do. Whether you envision being a victor versus being a victim is the very thing that determines how viable your convictions. But you're not even having the right conversations. Your problem is that you've been programmed to think about poverty and being poor, or that the penalties and problems are perpetual, and you aren't ever going to win. If you think you lose. Regret, you remembering and repeating the same cycles, that's what's responsible for you being restricted. So they don't have to disrespect or disregard anything. The way you rely on thinking that the reward only comes as a result of you being responsible. and that your refusal to cooperate with the right way to do it is the reason for you not receiving the recognition, respect, or reciprocity that you feel is necessary to help you reach your goal or remain in the running. You're bind to that belief. That's the most dangerous relationship you are in, and it's that one that is going to restrain you. If you believe that your mistakes, your mess ups, your missing out is what is making you not move up or forward, then you have to believe that you can turn it all around and take control of whatever and however you decide that this is supposed to be. And that thought, thinking like that, is going to change you. But you can't use the same you to put down what the old you didn't know anything but to pick up. And it has nothing to do with you being punished or put in your place for not participating or playing along with certain people. It's pattern. It's practice. It's a program. You're probably stuck trying to figure out what part you did wrong and proves what they said, as opposed to pulling up and putting yourself in the proper position to adapt a new process, starting in particular with deciding the part that you can do to prove you right. You're in a holding pattern, waiting for someone else to unpause you. Just go ahead. Go ahead and try. Do, go, be, start, explore, experiment. Express yourself. Enter the world. Engage, expand, get some exercise. Whatever you have to do to see yourself aligned with the future and not just in line for a future. Even if it's just opening yourself up to the probability of a new belief, that's a great way and place to start in your mind. The rest, everything you do, say, feel, want, imagine, create, affirm, manifest, proclaim, declare, produce, present, perfect, is on its way to you. All of it. You get to make a living. Just make sure you do some living. And no matter what, live your life.